that today as pass rush arrives for that deep ball shot, though the ball pops out. 1st and 10, Vikings downfield. It's going to come right back. Newsome will force some things for sure, as that is going to be another pick. Sure, moving into the future. Moving out looking for the stretch, and Barry will just first down as they go back to the curl here. It's a sack. Pylon, or the safety will move over, leaving Boston down still. Nichols rolling, and have to finish today as we go right after the blitz. Heavy eye, a little bit of some play action. Hand side, and they just have complete wide open and a whiff and another slip. Vikings headed towards the end zone through as we have our tight end Callaway. Course correct the rest of this one. Let's not give it up as Hodgins gets the pick to the outside. It's Boston. There's not much more you could ask for in this game. There was turnovers, there was touchdowns, there was key players. And after knocking off top of the table Minnesota Vikings 28-24, we thought we might have opened up that first round by door. Unfortunately, the Cincinnati Bengals could not help us out, and the Cowboys would swiftly shut that door on us, nearly solidifying themselves as that first seed. But as we sit in the final week, it is not all said and done. Still a lot is on the table, even for the Cowboys, though it is theirs to lose, as they are the only team 13 wins, and they solidified themselves as that first seed. The Falcons, we have a say against, as today we face them in the NFC South Championship. We win, we take the division, and possibly put ourselves into the 2 seed. Though the Eagles and Vikings, they are also on 12 wins. We have the win over the Vikings, have not played against the Eagles, so that one, we kind of need a little bit of help against. If they lose and we win, for sure we are the 2 seed. If they win and we win, well, then they're going to get that 2. We will get the 3. It's all seeding up for play here in week 18. And if there wasn't enough drama with that, we are out. One of our top corners today in Benjamin St-Juste, who has improved his play of late. He had a little bit of a slump. He started to play really well. Well, this week in practice, ACL sprain has taken him out. So once again, we're going to have to rely on the rookie safety to come play some outside corner for us today, keeping Cash in the slot where he needs to be. But as for our opponent in the NFC South Championship, Atlanta Falcons, we know them well. It is Bijan Robinson or nothing for their offense. Number 2 in yards per game, rushing 23rd in passing. Defense, they do pretty well in stopping the run, so we have to pass while they have to run, and overall, we've just got to make the better play. Championship game is underway as Ford boots us off. Their guy set back to return. We'll kneel it in the end zone. Ritter and the Falcons offense heading out. We handled them pretty well the last time we met. And that last time we picked up the dub at home. And what we learned is, well, a great play across the middle is the safety stepping in Robinson. Due to the injury to St-Juste, he's having to come out there because, again, we had to move Edwards. As they go with a run to the outside, it's Robinson, back-to-back plays. But that does feed into what I was trying to say to start off with. The only big plays that the Falcons were able to get in that first game were runs to the outside. That is what we have to stop today as we give up the 3rd and long. Newsome whiffed on the tackle. He had Robinson dead to right, but just came up a little bit short, went for the ankles, got to wrap up the hips as they go back to Robinson. It is stuffed. Several different Panthers defenders back there. But the key definitely is Robinson. If we could stop him, then the only other guy we really have to worry about is Pitts. He's the only one to do damage, though it's a big play and another whiff downfield, as it's neither of the two to score first today. Tutu Atwell coming over from the Rams. He strikes first. And if the Falcons are to find success today, that is exactly what they need. They can't rely on their crutch. Neither can we on offense, though we're going to start with it. Chuba Hubbard, he bounced through one. Will be a nice gain of 14. Though I do have to say the team has done a terrific job this year of spreading the ball around, and we'll look to continue doing that the rest of our season, however long that may be, as we go to Brandon Cooks, one of the few catches for him on the season. Honestly, I'm sure there's probably many people who forgot he was on the team. As we go back to Hubbard down the middle, he finds a lane by Batonio, and will be another rush for a first down. But that's really what our offense needs today. We've got to find balance while also making sure we continue to get some big plays down the field. As we need something to pop open, it's a stop route to the outside. Honestly, it would have been better if Shenault continued the route. King nearly got the pick. Really the first mistake for us so far, as we have a 2nd and 10 at the 36. Trying to get Hubbard out on the screen, get some blockers in front of him, which we will. Chuba Hubbard not going to get the juke, but he will pick up his 3rd first down. But of course, can't forget the other two guys in the backfield, Winters and Barry. They're going to come out here 1st and 10. Give Chuba a little bit of a breather as we go with the stretch ourselves. Barry to the outside. A great tackle there from Terrell Jr. We'll leave 2nd and 9, though we're going to keep with the heavy set. Boston, the top young option here for us. He's had a phenomenal rookie year. He's coming across looking for another one, and he does not hold on to it. The hit jars it free. Jesse Bates at safety is a guy to watch out for, as we might attack him here 3rd and 9. Going to depend on how it all lines up. And how about an easier shot? He breaks that one up too. That is 2 drop touchdowns. And honestly, both should have been easily caught. Possession grab that time didn't work. Didn't go with it the first time. And both times it cost us. We settle for the field goal. And the Falcons have to be viewing that as a win. They head back out on offense, up 7-3. As our defense can do some big plays here, that will work. Shepard diving knocks it away from Pitts. So far in this one, it's the safeties stepping up, as we need everyone to make the plays. 2nd and 4. They look to go to Bijan, and we contain the outside. He left the middle open, though he didn't gash us completely. Does, however, leave a 3rd and 3, an opportunity to try to get off the field here as we bring the blitz. It's across the middle, but their tight end holds on to the ball. First down by Pitts. And overall, a very great reaction there from Ritter. Read the blitz and got it out quickly. 1st and 10, looking to air the ball out a little bit more, though. Pass rush hits home. It's McCullough coming off the edge. Many people were doubting him after a very lackluster rookie year, but he's turned it on his sophomore campaign, as it's a throw away from Ritter in the pocket. Receiver wasn't close. That should have been a flag. But granted, the amount of times we've said that of late and no luck, it is what it is. 3rd and 17 as they look to go Bijan on the screen. Hodgins dives, misses the ankles, slipping one, and a first down given up on another 3rd and long. We just cannot have that if we're to find, well, ourselves leading the NFC South here today. Bijan Robinson looking for space. Edwards, a very good tackle in open space. We've had to rely on him a lot since his return about mid-season, starting the year on the practice or injury squad, essentially, with his preseason injury. They dump it off to the fullback. He picks up 6. But since Edwards did make his return, he's been fantastic. Need him to finish strong. 3rd and 4 as they go with the wheel route. It's out to Tutu, and he strikes twice in this first half, putting the Falcons up 14-3. As mentioned after his first touchdown, that is what they need. They need someone else to make the plays, as Faust did not run the correct route there, though it actually still goes as a big gain to end the first quarter. So it's not even in the first half Tutu shows up. It's the first quarter alone. And outside of 2 third and longs that we had given up, defense did well besides Tutu. So we've got to lock that up for sure. Also need our offense to finish their drives, as it's a rollout, throw out, and just too far out in front of Chenault. Falcons got a pretty quick pass rush that time as they sent the blitz. 2nd and 10, need to pick up some yards here, as Hubbard had a cutback lane, though he slips a couple tackles. It'll be a gain of 8, though, right down the middle. Now, one quick note, look down at the bottom. The Eagles have lost their game 24-21, so that opens the door to the 2nd seed. As long as we walk away with a win, Young, do not dive, please slide. We don't need any heart attacks today. As we spread wide here, 1st and 10. Got some press across the board here, 2 high safeties. Bateman with a step on the corner, put it out for him, and it's going to the end zone. He kept his feet just long enough, stumbling down into the end zone. We draw it back closer. Now we just need our defense to start locking things up. And the Falcons starting with a spread wide look here, immediately trying to go after what has been a slow start for the passing game today. And surprisingly, it hasn't even been the not corner playing corner that's been the problem. Edwards has been on London most of the game, and we haven't seen anything from him. As they try to run it, try to get it to the outside, great contain. Shepard comes down. Hodgins helps clean it up. And in a contract season for Shepard, he is actually playing pretty decently, making us think maybe he needs that contract extension. As the toss goes for a gain of 7, leaving 3rd and 4. However, these 3rd downs haven't been all too nice to us so far, and they will spread empty. Double A gap look for us that we're going to drop into coverage. It's a quick throw through the hands of Tutu. Well, he has given and he has taken away. Helping us out here, defense forces the punt. Offense, a great opportunity now sits in front of us. As Young having to roll, he's got Chuba downfield. Can Bates just leave us alone here? We've not gotten a single catch within 5 yards of him. He's knocked them all out, so we just need to avoid him at all costs or run right at him. Chuba will pick up the yards he did not prior, or at least will pick up most of those yards, up to the 32 as we change the look here. A tight group to the right-hand side. Look for a little bit of some play action, open some things up downfield. Though it's all covered, we'll chuck it away. And while we've definitely gotten some big plays passing, it has not been a great consistent start. 4 of 10 is Young as we go back to the running game. That's actually been open more often than not as Chuba with the juke. Another 1st down run. Coming into this one, Falcons have done fantastic against the run. We talked about that, but it's actually been the run that's been more successful, I would say. So let's try to continue with that as buried down the middle. Bates once again making plays. I'm sure he would not be a big fan of this real-life offseason where all safeties have just gotten released. His play definitely looks like someone you'd want to re-sign, as we got Bateman right down the middle. A big hit comes in, 55. I believe that was Holcomb. And if I'm not mistaken as well, last time we played the Falcons, I switched up Bateman and Bates' names like 87 times. Hopefully that does not happen today, as we got Faust with some space, catch, grab, can't stay in bounds. He tried. He tried to tightrope it. But most importantly, he gets us down to the 17, another red zone attempt here. Let's finish strong as it opens up for Chuba. It's a foot race, diving, and somehow he evades Bates in the air. We will take the lead in Atlanta. So this is what championship games are all about. Lead changes, big plays, and hopefully we got a lot more in front of us. Obviously favoring the good. Quick pass across the middle. Not great timing. They did actually have it open just forced a throw too quickly, rushed it. As they keep with the spread look here, as they're setting up a screen, Stockton getting out there, and Tutu is wrapped up. A great play there by the leader from the middle of this defense. We'll bring up another third down. And the 2-minute warning as well. As we got some pass rush. Grover Stewart, Stockton. They didn't get the pick. Either way, we're going to get the ball with the punt. Just comes down to field position. And it's probably a good swing of about 20 yards as we head out here on offense. And we have, once again, press across the boards. Bates shading that right-hand side. Can we get Bateman down the sideline? Once again, step on Okudah with some space. We got Bateman, 15, 10, 5, and how about 24 points on the board? One play, we strike, extending our lead still with time to play this half. And overall, it's a heavy swing of momentum since the beginning of this game. First quarter, yeah, that was all the Falcons. Second has been the Panthers as Stockton destroys Bijan. Once again in open space. Expect him to put on a move. He did not there. Plus, they didn't call any timeouts as well. Throw to the outside. They got Pitts. Gain of 9-ish and out of bounds. I'll leave them with 3rd and 1, and of course they're going back to that spread look. Has worked out pretty well for them so far as they do find Pitts. We've had to kind of shake up our looks on these. We're having to play a little bit more off, not as much press because we got burned on that as Pitts is wide open all alone. That's why we play man. Though quite obviously we weren't on that one. Getting them down to the 27, well in field goal range. As they're going downfield, Edwards gets beat. He tried to undercut it, and instead a beautiful ball placement. Great feet work on the sideline. The Falcons will strike. It's a lot of action here late in the half. Just look at the toe taps, then slide inside the pylon. But honestly, who are we to try to take away anything from this game? 51 seconds left. Offense back out here with 3 timeouts. We try to get our touchdown back here. We just need a big play right across the middle. We've got Boston, and Bates is nowhere near downfield. That's going to be a big chunk play for us. Try to get right back to it as now they're going to back up Bates. We've got a couple different dig routes. We got Bateman to the outside. Catch not going to spin away from Okudah. 21 seconds left. We call our first timeout. You know, even though we maybe run a little bit more often than the Falcons here, we also have a pretty good passing game as well. A lot of options as we're rolling. And we're just going to end up tucking this one with Young, who's going to outrun one defender, get the juke, and very quickly get up out of bounds. And that will save us 13 seconds left. As we have an RPO dialed up here, it's all going to depend on 54. Where does he go? He sits and we throw it. Yep, that's one of the ones that A is not to hand off the ball. As I've asked a couple times, Madden, please get rid of that. Does not match all the other RPOs. What do we have here? Similar play, though it's a true pass, but they are leaving the middle open. They're just beckoning us to run the ball. Faust, get the block. Get us one-on-one with Bateman. Or the blocking can go eat it up, and we can walk it in. Offensive lineman, rewatch that. That is how you block. We retake our touchdown right before half. That would officially bring the end to the high-scoring affair that was that first half. 31-21, we hit halftime with a 10-point lead, but also about as many points as we typically score, if not more, in the entire games than we've had this season. But as mentioned, it's all for the championship here today of the NFC South. Speaking of other games, though, Bills put up a lot of points, 30 against the Patriots 13. They will definitely be headed to the playoffs. How about the Saints and Packers? Neither one of these teams had a great season. 6-11 is how they end, but it's the Saints putting up 42 on the Packers. And I personally very much am here for it. Now the Cowboys, they have dominated the Lions 28-7, so they are going to be the #1 seed. for the NFC. You can see them in the bottom left. Rest of the scoreboard's all up there. You can pause if you want to read more, but let's get back to our game. And as we do get our second half underway, we have the ball. Hoping to add on more to our already pretty large tally today. Chuba starts us off with 7. Heading into halftime, he was averaging over 12 yards a rush. That one obviously going to lower it, though still a great way to get us going as he's open at the sideline. Good ball placement from Young, away from the corner and underneath the safety into plus territory. While we love Barry, haven't had to use him all too much today. It's been Chuba Hubbard a whole lot on offense. Honestly, haven't seen much from Boston. Some big plays as well from Bateman as we take a shot there. This offense always does its best when we're getting a lot of hands involved, and we'll continue to try to do that this second half. Though we go back to Chuba here, who's trying to buy some time, though. It is swallowed up. Loss of 2, leaving 3rd and long. But where do we rely on the shots here? Well, they're not playing press, so we're not going to get that deep shot to Bateman. We're going to have to hope that our tight end finds some space, which he did, but the hit popped it up, and it's none other than Jesse Bates III getting the pick. But on 3rd and long, essentially, it ends up being an arm punt. Not certain if we were in field goal range, but the Falcons take over as they're trying to get the outside after nearly getting away from 3 defenders. Stockton comes up clutch. Edwards, who normally is a pretty sure tackler, he got slipped on that one as they look to go right back to him, slipping Hartwell. Once again, trying to get to the outside there late. We get the tackle. It's 3rd and 1. But on these short down situations here, they've got a couple options. Quick pass to Pitts or give it back to Robinson. They will go read option. It's neither of the options I gave them, but it will work. First down rush by Ritter. And overall, a great time to bring out that play. 1st and 10, they keep their drive alive just shy of midfield. Looking to throw quick. 2-2 takes a pop, but he holds on to it, gain of 2. So I guess you could say 2 for 2-2. That works out pretty well. 2nd and 8, they got a bunch to the right-hand side, 1 off to the left. Sitting back in pistol, bringing back the read option, and it works for them. They've got all the space, and it's going to be a foot race. Edwards dives and misses. Grover Stewart shaken up on the play, and the Falcons strike from distance. You could sense the power there of Bijan Robinson. Sucked in all the free defenders, though there weren't many. Great blocking, but now it's back to a 3-point game offense. We need to get some more points on the board as Chuba, he has to retreat to try to find somewhere to go, but it ends up being a loss of 7. Falcons defense finally returning to that run stopping we've been hearing of. Been absent in the first half for sure. As once again, we got Bateman to the right side. New to the right side, but finding him for the 5th time today, getting close to 150, actually over 150. Checking the official stat sheet, that puts him at 154, 5 grabs, 2 touchdowns. As it's opening up, though, the helmet goes to the chin of Hubbard. He will bounce back up, though, and head right back to the backfield. And we're going to take a little play out of their playbook as it's Young who hesitated. He had space to the outside. Now Javon Hargrave shaken up. An odd coincidence that both teams' defensive tackles shaken up on the read options. Ours, though, quite didn't work out the same. 3rd and 7. Need to pick up the first down here. Young going to scramble for it and slide down this time rather than his earlier dive. And we just got to keep it coming here. Keep the Falcons defense guessing. Though, as we bring out the heavy set, quite obvious what we're going to do as Barry looks for a cutback lane. Swallowed up while the guy's on a block. Honestly, got to do better than that. 2nd and 9, just a gain of 1. Try to go off of that with a little bit of some play action. See if we get anything open downfield. Well, why not? It's Bateman again. Down inside the 10. Bumped out at the 7. He has half of our entire amount of completions today. Only 12 from Young and 6 have gone to Bateman. Though the running game was looking so good there. That lane was massive. Unfortunately, McCall will call that play done. Shed the block just in time. 2nd and goal. Got a couple options to the outside here. Or we're going to dump this one off for Winters at fullback. Lower the shoulder, and he will maybe pick up 1. Sitting at the 6 with time expiring here in the 3rd. Double A gap look for the defense. It's a promising look for us. Though they force it out to Chenault, and we are lucky Akuda drops it. The crunch time has arrived here. 4th quarter of your NFC South Championship. We start up 3 as Ford looks to double that. Field goal unit out. It is up, and it's now 6. But now it's up to our defense to hold this lead. And so far today, the Falcons, they've scored twice. Then they've gone on an empty streak. Then they score twice. Are they going to go back on an empty streak as the slant is dropped? First pass intended for Davis today. Really one of only the rare times that Newsome has actually been targeted. He's picked up a lot of picks late on this season. Might be why Ritter is avoiding them. As the fake juke works and then the over pursuit. Bijan might be gone. Diving defender misses, and Bijan has been good for one of these a game, though this time in the 4th quarter, it puts the Falcons in front. And honestly, that little shimmy, then the cutback, that to me, that's about on par as the fake spin move. Heck of a play. Now we are chasing as we start with our own running back. A little bit of a fake spin in there, though obviously not the fake spin. And quite obviously, the outcome not as good as Bijan's, but still a great way to get us started. It's 7, but in a different way. 2nd and 3 remain here for us as we step up. Gonna get the first down, slide down Young. Honestly, this game has been at such a quick tempo the entire time. Maybe it's time we slow it down a little bit. Bring out that hydraulic press offense as the run game opens up again. Chuba will just squeeze out the first down. Just shy of 110 on the day. And what might be arguably more impressive is he's done it on just 13 carries. 1st and 10 here. We do flip it, though. Time running out on the play clock. We will get it off with 2 seconds left. Swing it out to Bateman, who turns the corner, gain of 9. And honestly, we just got to be happy that the corner wasn't more aggressive playing the ball on that one. Leaving us with just 1 yard needed here on 2nd down. We'll go back to Chuba, who will put his back into it. He doesn't get very far. Well, let's try to go with someone who doesn't get the ball that often. 3rd and 1. Winters at fullback. Fullback stretch will get the job done. It's a long yard. But honestly, that was all we needed. As they are starting to stack the box here. Do they send the blitz? No, but they are prepared. We just got some blockers out in front. Chuba with a nice juke to the outside, as maybe the full tackle there not necessary, but it did start in bounds. While I will definitely complain about late hits, I'm definitely going to be fair with it. That one was clean. 1st and 10, we continue spreading wide here, though. We're going to go back to Chuba, try to pick up some blocks. Weaving Holcomb might have saved a touchdown run there. And honestly, we've seen so much from Chuba today. Let's get some fresh legs out there. Barry and Winters checking back in. Going to spread Winters to that left-hand side. And maybe look for an immediate cut. And we know we'll get something there. 3rd and 1. We just got to make sure we finish that. What actually looks to be a little bit closer to 1.5 yards. Just over 2 minutes left here. Need a good push, and we will get it. Barry trucks through. And the 2-minute warning will arrive. Give both teams a little bit of a breather as we're trying to milk this one to victory. But of course, whenever you get closer to the red zone, sometimes you just want to try something new. Faust gets the handoff, and he will pick up 1. Typically, those jet sweeps have not worked out all too well for us. But sometimes you just got to keep the defense guessing as we're well in field goal range here. That is all we need. Though we're going to spread out the look here. Young, he will take the hit. Timeout called there. 3rd and 10. Gotta find our way to the 1 for a fresh set of downs or to the end zone. Otherwise, settle for the field goal as we make a hot route Time about expiring on the play clock, and Young will take the contact. 4th and 14, you've got to settle for the lead here. Not exactly the red zone trip we were looking for, but it should put us back in front as Ford hits the field goal. And with just over a minute left, it's all coming down to this. Defense, can you make the plays? Falcons only have one timeout, and Ritter's going with the quarterback draw, and we take out his knees. Not sure what's up with that play call. Maybe just a busted play, who knows, but it definitely helps us out. Falcons just need a field goal, and they've got Tutu maybe into range. And they cut off the screen before we could even see what that range is. They're sitting about 20 seconds left. And Tutu has the catch. We've got to start calling some timeouts. Falcons, they needed it here, and they might have found it. 17 seconds left. They will hand this one off to Ritter, and honestly, just let him score. Could have saved us some time. We have to call a timeout there. We have one last remaining. Just send everyone into the backfield if they pop it over the top. I'm fine with it, and I thought he actually fumbled that for a second. Turns out he didn't, but they do get the first down. And actually calling that timeout there has forced them to decide to take the field goal here, which they will get with 1 second on the clock. And this is where we've got to have our best play. And we've made a slight change. They're not in prevent defense. We're bringing out Murray on that right-hand side. He's the fastest player we have on this team. We've just got to get him in space and hopefully let the speed do the rest. As he has the catch, he stays in bounds, but it's a quick tackle by Okuda. And the Falcons will be NFC South champions. We bottled that one. We had several chances inside the red zone that did not come away with a touchdown. If one of those worked, we win the game. Of course, also if the defense just made some plays, that last drive, we could have very much won this game. But it was a great battle back and forth, and it was definitely a cleaner game, I would say, in that second half. Much less points. We put up almost all of our points in the second quarter alone. 3 in the first, 0 in the third, and only 6 in the fourth quarter. Maybe we should have went for it on the fourth down close by. Obviously, if we had then given up a touchdown, then it would have still been a lead there for the Falcons. So maybe we should have pressed, and that might have been the difference maker. But there's a whole lot of what ifs in that game, but not things that did happen to solidify ourselves higher than the Falcons, though maybe we still see them in the playoffs. And speaking of playoffs, let's find out who we will be facing. Simming over to Wildcard weekend, we will be against the Atlanta Falcons. It will be 3 games against them and an immediate rematch in a very, very close game. 38-37 was the end of today's game. Both teams, we know each other oh so well, and that should make for a really good wild card weekend. As for the rest of the teams, Cowboys, they did obviously finish with the 1 seed. Vikings finished with the 2 seed. They play against the 7 seed Seahawks, obviously NFC South Championship rematch, 3-6. And then the 49ers, they will play against the Eagles, the 5th seed versus the 4. Over on the AFC side, Ravens take the 1, Raiders take the 2, and with that win, that final win against the Eagles that maybe gave us that opportunity for the 2 seed, though with the Vikings, no, because we beat the Vikings. So yeah, if we won, we would have got that. But what I was saying, Colts, they got that win against the Eagles, and that might have been what got them into the playoffs. So we'll see how well they do. 3-6 is the Bills and the Jets. And behind my head, we have 4-5. It's the Jaguars and the Chiefs. So do not miss it, as that will be out on Friday. Again, with the change of schedule, this series now Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The states only challenge every Tuesday and Thursday. So again, hit that bear icon or go down below, hit the sub button, tick the bell icon, do what you need so you do not miss playoff rivalry next time out against the Falcons.